we interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Wow. You think after all these years of doing the show, I'd know how to do this right, but I still screw it up. Was that really loud too?
No, I don't
God,
think
it
it
was
was.
freaking super loud on my end. Oh man. Yeah, happy Weird Wednesday, everybody. What's going on? What's happening? How's it going? Whew. Yeah, I told Jimmy, let me see if I can start the show right. Yeah, I didn't start
Really,
it.
let's see if we can do it right.
Like, no, that's not right, Rob. That's wrong again. Oh well, you get to the point. Now I'm getting all blurry. So how's everybody in the chat room doing this evening? Went from nobody to everybody filling up
I
real
know, all of a sudden.
trying to keep up with the comments here. They're flying in. Oh man, come on, camera. Hey, get with the program. I got blue lights. I got blue Gatorade. I'm color matched.
You sure are.
Oh man. Yeah,
Almost
crazy.
got the YouTube
What's
out.
that?
I almost got the YouTube out.
Lots of crazy stuff in the news this week. Chilling in the AC. Good Lord Almighty, it's been hot here in Florida lately. It's been hot everywhere. Jamie's been roasting her ass off out there. Poor cats. Been overheating on her. Yeah, my dog.
Girl heat stroke back here.
Yeah. My dogs are like, I open the door and they go outside. The one younger one runs outside and stops and is like, oh man, this sucks. She'll stay out for like 5 or 10 minutes and then she's done. The other one goes out and takes like 2 steps off the patio, takes a whiz, and she's like, I'm done. Coming back in. I'm assuming my spot on the couch in the AC. And normally they love being outside. Even my dog, my younger one that does love being outside. Today she went outside and she laid on the patio porch like a foot away from the door. So she could come back in real quick.
Aw.
Yeah, she doesn't like this wiener don't like the heat, man. Yeah, a heat index here like a few days ago was 115. Like what's that?
Yeah, that was crazy. Oh, here's some right now, Day Day. Craig was asking how he's doing. Oh, he's doing really good because he sees the cord I was trying to hide and he's ready to eat it. Say hi, Bubba. Here's Bubba. Here. Say hi, Bubba. Yeah, he said hi. He says, I'm getting all better. And my test results came back good. And Mama didn't have to go fight the doctor.
Mama didn't have to go beat the doctor down.
They are kind of screwy. Their clerical's horrible. Well, after going down the estimate list, it was like $800 estimate. I got down to $227. I wanted the 2 panels done to see if something about the way the blood coagulates and separates, and that's a pretty big one. You can need a transfusion. And then I wanted the IV bag to bring home, and then the doctor visit. I said I did not want him to have the nausea shot and everything. I declined. Well, I'm sitting here waiting 2 days for the results of his test because I'm thinking, okay, he's doing better. He's probably, going to be okay. But I've still been scared because that could be a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And I messaged them back. I'm like, what up with the test results? And so then again, they called my mom's phone because she has cats that she takes there also. Day. And they always mix up our accounts because we have the same last name. So they called her and said, oh, yeah, we didn't do any tests on him. And so I called him like, well, what do you mean? You guys were back there 25 minutes. And I said, what's going on? And you guys said, oh, we just finished the panels and now we're about to do is liquid. I'm like, what the fuck did you charge me for? And, what did you guys do? So I sent them all my invoices. Oh, and she says, well, we only give him the injection, and then the fluid and the consult. I'm like, what injection? So I got pissed because it's not a big deal. But I'm like, you injected my animal with something I didn't want you to inject with.
Yeah.
Turns out they were reading Moose's doctor records, a whole other cat when Moose was sick because she got an injection and a fill-up. So I freaked out. Thought I was going to have to take him to get the blood work done again. But he's doing good. So all ended well.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pretty much changed vets from where we were going. Because, man, we have like the vet's office where we go is really nice. And, but I think we paid for part of that really nice over the last several years. Because, man, they were expensive. And it's out. Our vet office was out by the World Golf Center. So, la-ti-da. And a friend of mine just told me about a vet. I was like, where do you take your dogs? And they told me. So we went and checked it out over there. I forget what it was. They were going to charge us for an x-ray or something. It was going to be like $500 and something, $550. And where we took them to now, they wanted to do an x-ray and we were like, how much is it? And it was like, I don't know, it's like $85 or something. Darcy was like, what? You're kidding me. And they were like, whoa, is that expensive? They're thinking we thought that was way expensive. And I was like, holy shit. The last place we took our dogs, they were wanting $550. They were like, what? The vet tech was like, hell, I just went and got x-rays on my arm not too long ago and it didn't cost me that much.
Yeah.
Where you take your dogs? Like, where do we used to take our dogs? You mean? Yeah. Yeah, we took her there and got her checked out. They did an x-ray and they did like a sonogram or whatever. And it was still under $200 for everything. Like $165 or something like that. I forget exactly what it was, but yeah, our old vet, man. Whew. Kind of felt bad because that's the only vet they've ever been to, but man, a little bit more is one thing, but hundreds of dollars more? It's like, geez.
I had a feeling I could get it around 300 because I already kind of know what I'm dealing with usually, in a way. I'm thinking, okay, maybe up in the 5. And so when they give it to me, I look and it's like 800 something. I'm like, what is all this now?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, nope, maybe that, nope.
Yeah.
Like at the car dealership, they came back with 5 different estimates and then back in.
Yeah. Yeah. I love so I just change my oil and stuff myself. I do all that stuff myself because I just absolutely. The last time I went to Jiffy Lube, it was a guy that I went to school with. I've been friends with forever, and he's like, "What do you need done?" I said, "I just need my oil changed. That's all I need, just an oil change." And even he was like, "Well, I mean, we looked at things, and you could use this, and you could use this, and your brakes and your transmission could use them." I'm like, dude, my 30 something dollar oil change, you're just giving me an estimate for like $600. How about you just finish changing the freaking oil and I get out of here and never come back? uh, Went to one place with my truck one time, my old Ford Ranger. I bought it brand new and drove the wheels. When I finally got rid of it, had over 300,000 miles on it and no transmission. And I went to get the oil changed, and they were like, "Dude, your transmission, it's shot." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, because I don't really have reverse. So going forward's okay." "Oh man, you can't drive it like this." I'm like, "Well, I'm on my way to Georgia." They were pretty. I drove it another 2.5, almost 3 years after that, telling me I can't drive it. No, it's a secret. You got to know how to drive it.
Exactly. It's like a secret code.
Yeah. They're like, you really can't drive it like this. I'm like, you see in the back of my truck, I'm packed up. I'm heading to Georgia right now. I'm driving it to Georgia right now. You can't do that, man. No. Okay. Well,
I'll send you a postcard.
exactly. I did. And I just had to watch where I parked. Got to Georgia where I was going. There's a few hills I could just, oh, cool. I could park right there, make sure I could, didn't have to back up to get out. I'm good to go.
I've had lots of cars that you cannot just hand the keys over to somebody and be like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
It's like you always instruct, like, okay, when you're making a right, you have to put your foot on the gas and then take your foot off and hover a little bit, coast around drift a little bit around the corner, and then gas it when you're coming back around.
Yep.
Or it's going to stall out.
Yeah, I remember I was doing a band gig or something. I think it was a band thing. I can't remember now. I was somewhere. And a girl that was there, she was like, "Can I move your truck?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Actually, let me do it." And she's like, "No, I can do it." And I'm like, let me do it. So there's a trick to driving my truck that most people don't know. Trust me, it'd just be easier if I did it. She kind of got offended, like she didn't think I thought she could drive a truck. And I'm like, no, seriously, there's a technique to this one. Like it doesn't have reverse, and transmission's kind of wonky. Remember one of my old trucks, my first truck that I ever had. My first car was an old Chevy pickup truck. And it was the old 3 on the tree, which tons of people nowadays would be horrified to drive something like that. But yeah, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna take this 3 on the tree thing and I'm gonna put a Hearst shifter in the floor. So we cut a hole out in the floor, got it all installed, cruising down the road. I'm on US 1 during rush hour traffic. Went to shift gears. Whoa, the whole stick shifter came right out of the floor.
Oh,
no.
What?
My buddy was driving in the car with me, and he's like, I think it was in second gear. He's like, well, you're just driving in second until you can get somewhere. Yeah, I'd have to get out, climb under the truck, pull the linkage, get it just right, shove the stick shifter back in it. Yeah, it was kind of rigged, to say it nice.
charger you'd have to get out before you could start it to leave. You always had to take the little fuel filter off the carburetor, take it off, bang it on the ground, blow on it, put it back in, hit the alternator with the wrench, I think it was. Like, always had to have the jumper cables too, just in case.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Because that, if once it turned off, I'd be pumping gas. Like, you have to turn your car off. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Had an old Ford Galaxy. That car was a beast. And I was coming back from Gainesville one night, and it was just like, all of a sudden it got real loud, and my muffler had like rusted through, and it was like started dragging the ground. I pulled up on the side of the road, pulled forward, pulled backwards, and it like caught in the grass, and the car bounced around. I ripped the muffler out from under it that way. Probably not the best way to do it, but then the car was really loud.
I bet.
And of course, I would like go to my girlfriend's house at the time, and I would turn the car off on the way up to the house, and I would just coast in the driveway. Then when I would leave late at night, put it in reverse, coast down the driveway, boom, pop the clutch and start it. But every time I started it, it sounded like a freaking cannon going off.
Oh, no.
Too much for sneaky.
Yeah, you can't be very inconspicuous or stealth-like.
Yeah.
You're not going to eat my stuff, are you?
Yeah, $33 to check your car out because you hit a deer. Well, at least it was only $33.
Hey, Todd.
Yeah, Gary. I used to start my '89 Honda Civic with a screwdriver. Yep, been there before. Most kids nowadays would not have a clue. Yeah, hoopty. Yeah, my Ford Galaxy, it was a full-on hoopty. Thing had no muffler. It got like 4 miles to the gallon, and I ended up selling it. And I felt bad, I mean, the thing, it's got an 8-cylinder in it, and it drank gas like, I mean, it was crazy. And that was back when gas was cheap. And this little old lady bought it, and she was like, "Is it good on gas?" I'm like, "Oh, it's real good on gas. The more you give it, the more it drinks." Well, I don't have much money, but I sure do like the car. I'm like, "Well, it likes gas." Said it is an 8-cylinder. She bought it. $300 is what I sold it for. God, I wish I could buy it back for $300 right now.
Damn.
That thing would light them up, man. You hit the gas pedal on that thing, and it was just like, it would light, yeah, fun car. So what have I got over here?
I got lots of regrets for cars I've sold that I had more special feelings for than most people.
Yeah. Royal, I remember paying $9.98 for oil change and a free car wash included. Exactly. Now it's hard to even get a car wash for $9.99.
Oh, you can, no way. Not at the gas station.
Yeah, I remember there was a guy, Rick, the muffler man, the fat man that's what his sign said. It was right up the road from my grandmother's house. And that's where I always take my car, take it up to the muffler man, and he'd fix it up, it was one of those places where it was like he could tell like if you had money or you didn't have money. I'm just a kid. He knew I didn't have any money. He'd be like, "All right, you want me to fix it right? Or you want me to just fix it?"
What's the difference in cost?
Like, how much do you want to spend? I can fix it right, or I can get you down the road. I'm like, me, dude, just get me down the road. So yeah. I remember one day they jacked my car up, got under there. He was like, "Damn, son, the hell did you do to this thing?" So I'm going to ghetto fix it for you, and it's still going to cost you a pretty penny.
Got zip ties holding up your
Yeah.
exhaust
Yeah.
pipes, and
He looked under my Galaxy, and he was like, "Damn, son, you ain't even got a muffler under here."
coffee cans for your shots.
Yeah. There ain't nothing for me to fix. There ain't nothing under here. Yep. Maybe that explains why the whole neighborhood hears my car when I'm coming down the road. The good old days. Can't get away with that now.
Are we allowed to still say that?
The good old days? I don't know. Definitely don't want to say good old boys.
Oh yeah, you can't get a tire for $300.
So this guy claims to have been visited by glowing orbs every day for years.
It's dust.
Yeah. Let's see. Where is this article at? Christopher Bledsoe maintains that his UFO experiences have been investigated by both NASA and the CIA. The strangeness began in 2007 when the former construction mogul, now 62, was down on his luck and ventured into the woods in North Carolina with thoughts of ending his own life. Upon nearing Cape Fear Lake, Cape Fear. Didn't I make a movie called Cape Fear? Come out, wherever you are. However, he saw something that would change his perspective on everything. Two mysterious orbs hovering around 150 feet above the top of the hill. I got within 40 feet at the top of the hill. I cried out, "Whoever's up there, help me." And I never expected to see what I saw, he said. Remarkably, he maintains that these orbs have since visited his home every day for years, prompting interest from both NASA and the CIA, who have spent time investigating his story. Bledsoe also alleges that he was invited to participate in a study of non-Earth materials, with researcher Tim Taylor placing a piece of anomalous metal in his hand to look for a reaction. They were looking for a reaction, and I had one of the only ones they'd ever seen, he said. Taylor said he's never seen anything like it. It was unclear what became of the research or whether the sightings or orbs over his home have ever been definitely corroborated. What is certain, however, is that he remains adamant to this day that every word of his story is true. So who knows? You know, that's what I always wonder. Like, this guy goes into the woods thinking of, you know, taking a dirt nap, and then he sees these bright orbs and he hollers for him to help him. And, you know, maybe they did. Maybe they were like, "Hey, you don't want to do that." So that always ponders the question of, are the aliens here to help us or to eat us? I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, Shade Tree Mechanics. Some of those are pretty awesome. Used to be an old guy here that he could fix anything, and pretty much everything was about the same price, depending on how long it would take to fix it and how much the part was that you needed.
That's the way it should be.
Yep.
That's a real mechanic. Well, this one here, we've got scientists suggest alien spaceship may have crash landed on Mars. Scientists have claimed that an alien spaceship may have crash landed on the surface of Mars after they spotted strange pointy protrusions on its surface. NASA's Curiosity rover in April photographed what looked like rows of spikes, plates, and wedges, which protruded from rocks lying on the 96-mile Gale crater's floor. NASA Ames Research Center and Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence said that it was the most bizarre rock which she had seen in her 20 years of studying Mars. A new paper has now been published in the Journal of Astrobiology, which concluded that the formations might be sand spikes, which are similar to those which get formed on Earth and waterlogged sands when earthquakes of magnitude 7 and greater hit the surface. Similar kinds of rock formations have been seen in the North Alpine Basin of South Germany, which is linked with the 15-million-year-old Norlinger Ries asteroid impact basin. However, researchers caution that a fragment from an extraterrestrial or terrestrial spacecraft cannot be discounted. To open the article back. My article's shut. Almost back. Okay. However, researchers caution that a fragment from an extraterrestrial or terrestrial spacecraft cannot be discounted with absolute certainty, pointing out what looks like wheels, an axle, and a debris field photographed in a different part of the Gale crater. The authors said that over time, a similar debris field connected to the spikes may have been eroded. Professor Richard Armstrong said there's no way of proving for certain what the spikes are, but the balance of the evidence would suggest sand spikes resulting from seismic activity on Mars. I suspect the wheels are a separate phenomenon. Mars images often show strange formations and features which look like familiar objects. Any debris field on Mars would certainly suffer erosion over time, especially from wind. Given that possibly 10 or more craft have crashed upon the surface, coupled with the jetson of equipment associated with landing the rovers, it is possible the spikes and its substrate are human-made and consist of debris that fell onto the surface of Gale crater. Nevertheless, no debris field is evident, and no evidence of any additional debris that may have originated on Earth. Given its small size and that there are no known human-made analogies, I can't talk tonight, and no logical explanation as to what purpose these spikes may serve. It does not seem likely these specimens are the remnants of craft or equipment that fell into Gale crater. One can only speculate about extraterrestrial origins. And of course, they didn't give us an actual photograph of what they're looking at, just their interpretation of it.
Interesting.
And then whenever NASA is interested or talks about something, because they hide so much stuff, it always makes me wonder, like, what is your point for even entertaining this idea?
Yeah.
Because they normally shut this kind of stuff down like so fast, like nope. Pareidolia.
Yeah, exactly. Huh. I don't know, man. I think there's been things on Mars before. Can I prove it? No.
Probably a dead Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, article is like a tongue twister tonight.
Yeah, really. Exactly. The aliens were drunk driving that night.
They took the rover out for a joyride.
Have you heard the whole thing with Taylor Swift?
What thing?
Being a clone.
What?
Let me pull that one out of my ass somewhere on the internet. Here's why the theory that Taylor Swift is a Satanist clone. It absolutely checks out. You hadn't seen any of that?
No.
It's been all over the interwebs here in the last. Let me pull up the article real quick. Doesn't
I
want to be in
wouldn't doubt it.
articles, but hey, might as well just throw it in there, right? Let's see if it'll work. There it is. Here's why the theory that Taylor Swift is a Satanist clone absolutely checks out. That's Zena LeVay, you know, and that's Taylor Swift. Anton LaVey, that's his daughter.
No way.
Does kind of look a lot alike. Does look a little bit alike. Uncanny resemblance to Zena Shrek, former high priestess of the Church of Satan, has been common knowledge on the internet for a while. Now, rumors of deeper connections have reached over fever pitch recently, based in part of the airtight theory that Swift is a clone. Who's Shrek, who is the daughter of Church of Satan founder Anton LaVey. The evidence is hard to shake off. And then it went into they do look a lot alike, you got to admit. Not exactly, but a lot alike. Oh, video's unavailable. Then it went into like some of the pictures of her where she was like, I don't know if it was an album or whatever. I'm not like a huge Taylor Swift fan, but it was one of the albums or a promo picture or something where she was like posed on the scale, and then it went on to reference some words. I can't remember exactly what they were now, but it's like right out of the book of the Satanist Bible or whatever. It's on, I guess it's a clothing line. It was, I don't know, what's his name? The rapper dude. Yeah, like that's a big help, right? Craig Wood, Zena LeVay's a nutball. Thinks she's a Buddhist now. Yeah, who knows? It's just weird shit I find on the internet that I find funny.
In the like era of TikTok and stuff, though, I've seen more people's doppelgangers.
Yeah.
Because the AI is so good. So if you like start looking at a certain thing, they will find a person that looks exactly like the person that video you've been watching and put it in your For You.
Yeah.
And I've seen so many people do side by sides with their doppels. Never seen them before, don't know them, but they look so identical. It's scary. I'm convinced everybody out there has at least one. They gotta.
Yeah.
You have a doppel. We've talked about this before.
Yeah. I had a couple of them.
P. Diddy?
Yeah, it may have been. Or Jay-Z. One of them. I can't remember.
Which?
Let's see. Yeah, I showed you one friend of mine that everybody thinks is me when they think I'm him when they see me.
An AI version of Baby Got Back by AI Elvis.
AI Elvis. Yeah, I heard, what did I hear? A Beatles. It was a new Beatles song that AI
They did it. They released it.
The Beatles?
Yeah. They used John Lennon's voice.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, this is the guy that everybody thinks I'm him when they see me. It does kind of look like me if I put those crazy glasses on.
Is that a filter?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. What's the hairline and the beard? Stash. I mean, the hair, just the face, like your hair.
Crazy. And the other guy, they always get confused. Oh, shit. I just lost space, but where's it at?
just ate a bunch of food and he's drinking his water like a boy.
Oh, nice.
I don't have to give him his IV again till tomorrow.
Jimmy's got way more gray hair than me now. But here's the other guy. This guy right here. Right there. Everybody's like, he's a sound, like a music producer and stuff here. He's got a studio here and all. Recorded all kinds of bands from Tom Petty to Molly Hatchet. Like everybody's been in a studio at some time or another. And people will see me, hey Jimmy. I'm like, nope, I'm Rob. Oh man, damn it. Why is it like we're both like fat and got long hair?
I can totally tell the difference between you guys, like
yeah.
Totally. Without a doubt. I can tell the difference.
It's funny. I had a friend of mine that I know like came up to me the other night where I was getting gas. Darcy Meir at the gas station. It was like late night when the bars closed, and he comes up, hey Jimmy. Oh, no, you're not a Jimmy. I'm like, nope, I'm not. So my real article that won't come up now is this one. Add to stream. Man recounts tale of Bigfoot peering through his bedroom window. Damn. One guy has orbs that keep visiting, and this guy has swamp creature, Bigfoot, being a peeping Tom on him. One man's childhood encounter with a mysterious hairy hominoid left an impact that would last almost 50 years. Is there an undiscovered species of bipedal ape-like creature roaming the wilds of Missouri? One man, an Air Force veteran named Jerry, certainly seems to think so. His experience lasted only about 30 seconds, but it stuck with him throughout his entire life. It all happened in the mid-70s when he was around 11 or 12 years old, and he had been laying in bed overlooking a window, which happened to be open at the time. All of a sudden, the silhouette of a large creature appeared, just standing there. The window was relatively high off the ground, meaning that figure, whatever it was, would have to have been some 10 feet tall in order to be reaching it. Frozen with fear, Jerry eventually plucked up the courage to shout for his dad, who spent ages checking around the house with a shotgun for signs of the intruder. Whatever the creature was, however, it seemingly disappeared without a trace. But it still haunts Jerry to this day. I don't know. I had some weird creature-like things in my window when I was a kid. I can't ever tell if it was just a figment of my imagination or if it was real.
Bigfoot's a peeping Tom.
Yep. Peeping Tom Bigfoot. Yeah, doppelgangers are weird, man.
You had a creature in your window?
Yeah, a few different times. One night I was laying there, and this is when I lived in that crazy ass house over on Magnolia Avenue, right, like kind of catty corner from the Fountain of Youth, and big Indian burial ground over there. No wonder there was weird shit going on. But I was laying there, and same thing, it's like, I mean, back in the day, we didn't have air conditioning, we had this big exhaust fan up in the attic, and you'd turn it on and it would suck air through all the windows in the house. Wasn't that bad. And I'm laying there, windows are open, nice breeze coming through. I'm on the second story, big balcony porch right outside my window. And I see something like move, like shadowy like, and it sounded like a freaking mountain lion or something. It was just this loud, like cat, like snarly roar. Scared the living shit out of me. And of course, I'm freaking out, and my brother he was away. He was in the Army, and he was either in the stockade or he was AWOL somewhere. his wife, girlfriend, or whatever was living with us at the time, and my mom was there, and I went freaking out, running down the stairs, telling them what I just heard, and they both thought I was crazy. They said, "You're hearing things, you're dreaming," all these different excuses. And I'm like, bullshit, I wasn't dreaming. I was wide awake. Mm.
Damn.
But that happened a couple times over there. And you ever have you ever been legit like asleep, and something that happens, like somebody yells in your ear, or you hear the classic, like the gunshot. I forget what that thing's called, or like somebody yells in your ear. Like I've heard my mom several times since she passed away, like Robert, like, and shook me and like wakes me up, scares the shit out of me. Is that my mind playing tricks on me? Or is that my mom saying, "Get your ass up out the bed"?
My parents heard that gunshot thing too, though. And that's when I told you about that house that they were living at, and the guy on the end of the bed, because that bed was like in the house they were renting. And they heard it and everything. My dad woke up, and it turned out the guy had shot himself in that bed.
Wow.
But yeah, I've heard it before. It's not something that happens a whole lot, but I have heard the gunshots or like a big loud sound.
Yeah.
There's been one time that I remember, I don't know if it could have happened more, but one time I remember for sure where it was like someone did scream in my ear. It was like, ah, and it was like that feeling when you are falling asleep and you jerk and wake up, like all in the same motion.
Yep,
and I'm just sitting there like, what the hell?
Yeah. Craig's woke up thinking his room was full of fog. Yep. I saw fog, and I know it's the stereotypical like thing, but I swear in that old house, I wasn't listening to Jimi Hendrix when I saw this, but I saw purple haze. I saw this, and these kind of blurry, like what I'm right now. I saw this like purple haze, like in my room, like floating around in the corner. And I wasn't high at the time. Maybe not really high, but no, it was weird. I don't know what it was. It was before the days of, weird lights and all that stuff. Didn't have any, special effects lights or none of that. I don't know.
Lately, I've been having a lot more of those, like when you start to fall asleep and the jerk that wakes you up feeling like you're falling through your bed or you're falling backwards, and all of a sudden you just like jerk. And that's been going on like a few times a week lately now for probably a couple months, maybe a few months. I just attribute it to be like stress or anxiety doing it.
Yeah. There was heard a child giggling a few times. Nothing creepy about that.
Nothing at all.
Yeah. I've heard voices.
The kid thing always creeps me out in a different kind of way because I don't trust it, because I think they want you to trust it. Like, is this really like a kid type thing, or is this just something that wants me to trust it?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of creepy kids, I've got another story incident. Hysteria at school as 36 students hospitalized after playing with the Ouija board.
I hate when that happens.
Right? Teachers and family members had to help the 36 children at San Francisco's school in Columbia. Reports say the children were admitted to a local hospital for treatment for a number of concerning symptoms, including fainting, temporary loss of sight, and anxiety. Before they left for school, Rector Emilio sprinkled holy water onto the group and was heard muttering a prayer. He said it is a very unusual phenomenon which occurred. A girl started to struggle, so the others grabbed her so she wouldn't hit herself. Then another girl started to have the same problem. There were 36 students and their children of all ages. That is what is believed. It was a diabolical situation. There's no explanation for what happened. There is none. Some say it's because of the Ouija board, and others because of an online challenge they found on the internet. Probably TikTok. They are the two versions, but no one has verified it yet. The rector added, most of the youngsters have since recovered since the scary incident earlier this month. He added, we had to take them all to a hospital, but they are now around 90% recovered. Some still have certain symptoms, but nothing major. An investigation into the incident is ongoing. An education secretary called for parents and teachers to be more vigilant around children. This article keeps jumping all the way to the top. He said, we're asking parents, administrators, and teachers to be aware around students so we can prevent these types of events from happening again. In Colombia, in March this year, 28 schoolgirls were hospitalized after using a Ouija board at school and losing consciousness. The school's directors and teachers accompanied the students to the hospital. Hugo Torres, head of the educational institution, said at the time there were 28 possible cases of anxiety in school students. The respective parent and or guardians were informed of the situation at the time. One mother complained, I work here in a hospital kiosk, and every day I see 3 or 4 children arrive after fainting. Parents, you have to move, investigate what's happening at school because our children cannot continue in this situation. Our children always have a good breakfast, and it cannot be said what's happening is due to lack of food. At the time, a police officer who retired to work as an exorcist suggested the reason the 28 girls fell ill in Colombia is because they opened a doorway to evil while playing with a Ouija board. Chris, a former NYPD cop, travels to the U.S. performing exorcisms with his wife, Harmony, and claims to rid homes and individuals of evil spirits. Currently, there are 5 documented cases occurring at multiple schools in the country after the use of Ouija boards by teens, and potentially more incidents that are not documented. For example, one previous incident mentions a teen girl standing up, speaking a strange language, and hitting her brother with a stick. So again, what I want to know is, why do all these kids use Ouija boards at school? And why are all these kids just fainting and stuff? We have the video clip where you can see them having seizures and things like for real, what is causing this? Like, were they all vaccinated?
Whoa. Damn.
If they were older, I would think they're faking it. Like when you see them at the churches, people hit the ground and they are like, oh, and they act like they're speaking in tongues or whatever they do.
Yeah.
The kids, I don't see them faking this. And it looked like that girl was having a legit seizure. The way her legs were moving didn't look forced. So why is this happening to all these kids, and why over there?
It's because they're not using the Holy Spirit board.
Oh,
That's all blurry. Damn it. There. It's the Holy Spirit board.
Did you see that Barbie has one now too? They have
Yeah.
the Barbie Ouija board.
Yep.
So I think it's an Etsy homemade type. I don't think Mattel actually put it out.
I think they did. I think I've seen one in a store.
Really?
A pink Ouija. I don't know if it was Barbie, but it was a.
Oh no, there's a pink one. There is a pink one because I wanted to get it.
Yeah. Okay, that's the one I saw then.
And now I can't remember whose it was though. I think it was just a pink Ouija board.
Yeah. Yeah. I got the Holy Spirit board.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. I saw that. I'm like, oh, I got to get it to add to my collection because, I do sort of collect Ouija boards.
You do.
Whoops. Still got the, mouse pad over here. God, everything's blurry. What is up with that? Greatness. Yeah. Yeah, that's how do 30 kids use a Ouija board at once at school? Like, is like anybody who's teaching that class? I mean, what are they doing to, like, is the teacher like letting them experiment with a Ouija board, or are they like, is the teacher like going away and one of them, hey, let me break out the Ouija board, and then there's 30 kids in the classroom around it? How does that work? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the logistics of that whole operation.
Like, why are all these classrooms equipped with Ouija boards? You know what I forgot I have? They have, like, I was looking at pink Ouija boards, and they have this little resin one here.
Yeah.
Like the resin boards. I have the molds for that and the board. I completely forgot. I have, like, the smaller planchette, a regular size planchette, and then a board. So the little one can go to the little resin board in a tray. I just haven't gotten my resin because I have it in storage, and I'm just going to buy more.
Yeah.
But I got it for Christmas and completely forgot about it till right now.
Alana says they didn't say the children all used it at once. They said other students tried to help one student and got pulled into it. Well, you think after like 5 or 6 kids got pulled into it that the other 24, 25 would say, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that. It's like, next. Yeah, once the portal was open, it sucked them all into Hell's Gate. Freaky. I don't know, man. Weird. Yeah, I don't think Ouija boards belong in school. But then again, there's a hell of a lot of other weird things that don't belong in schools these days either.
Like the teachers?
Yeah. Okay, on from kids. Now we're moving to maybe these guys use the Ouija board too.
There's another Exorcist coming out?
I heard there was. Mystery as thousands of dead penguins wash up in Uruguay. What? Scientists have been struggling. There's a lot of weird shit going on with animals lately. Have y'all noticed that? From birds to dragonflies to like penguins to orca whales to just fish to like, and it's just a lot of weird stuff going on. I got attacked by a grasshopper the other day, one of those big gnarly ones, and I shot him with the hose. And I'll be damned if the son of a bitch wasn't back out there the next day. And I walked out on the porch, and he was doing that that weird noise they do with their wings. He was like taunting me. I'm like, you little. Scientists have been struggling to determine, and they're the ones that spit on you too. Nasty little bastards. Scientists have been struggling to determine what's been causing these birds to wash up along the shoreline en masse. According to reports, the birds, penguins, started to wash up on beaches in eastern Uruguay 10 days ago. And as things stand, more than 2,000 of them have been discovered along the shoreline. Believed to be Magellanic penguins. I'm probably not saying that right. The birds are almost all juveniles. Scientists have conducted a number of tests to determine the cause of death and have so far ruled out avian flu, one of the most common causes of mass bird deaths. The penguins are known to migrate during the winter and can often be found hundreds of miles from the coast. While it's not unusual for some of them not to make it, the numbers this year are far, far higher than the normal rate, and it remains unclear exactly why this should be the case. This is mortality in the water, said Carmen of the Uruguayan Environmental Ministry. 90% are young specimens that arrive without fat reserves and with empty stomachs. The search for this answer continues. Weird. Weird. And, I don't know. Birds, animals. I mean, it's nothing like new. Birds and porpoises, whales have been like beaching themselves for years. Up for sometimes, they get some weird, algae bloom or whatever that like screws their I don't know what the hell to call it, their compass or whatever up. And it'll make them beach themselves. But I mean, several thousand penguins, like, God, man, that must be a stanky coastline.
It's horrible.
Yeah. Never been spit on by a grasshopper, huh? These are those, they start out like black with a little stripe on them, and then they metamorphosize into this big multicolored circus grasshopper that's like
what?
4 inches long. It's huge. They're like that big.
It must be a Florida thing.
Yeah, and they're huge. Let me find a picture of them. These son of a bitches are nasty.
I got chased down by that beetle bug last night.
Yeah.
It zigged and zagged. It bobbed and weaved to get me.
Yeah, it's like this grasshopper. These things, man. Let me pull this picture up. These ugly little bastards. I hate these things, man. You don't get these out in California?
Never even heard of this. I didn't even know grasshopper would spit.
These things.
It's pretty.
Pretty horrifying.
Usually those colors mean something. It's got like the orange and the purple like that.
Yeah, they get huge, and these little wings, they can sort of fly.
That's on someone's hand.
It's on a dude's hand, and they get way bigger than this. But yeah, these little wing things here, man, he had them all jacked up, and he was like rubbing them together, making this crack, 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 crack noise. Like, I'm gonna crawl in your ear and lay eggs, you. Yeah. He didn't like me when I shot him with the hose.
And they stand up?
And what?
They stand up?
Yeah. Well, he had his wings like cranked up, and they rub them together and make this gnarly sound.
But what do you mean you got up and metamorphosize? Like, what did it do?
Oh, they start out as a little black grasshopper. What are they called?
Oh, like as they get older.
Lubber locusts are among the largest of insects found in the United States. Yeah, they get huge. They're fucking terrifying.
I thought you meant like when its defense thing was all of a sudden it would stand up and then do something crazy like a transformer. I'm like, what?
No, they I don't know. They rub their wings together somehow and they make this horrific noise. But they're loud. Eastern lubber grasshopper. Thing of nightmares. This picture.
And they spit.
Yeah, they will spit on you.
Yeah, how's the aim?
What's that? It's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, see, man, they get big.
Wow.
Gnarly.
New.
I'll handle snakes and little grasshoppers and even some spiders. Spiders freak me out. These things, they terrify me. Because
they catch a big ass bass.
They're oh yeah. They are the kind of creature that jumps from wherever it is and sort of flies and sticks to your back in that place that you can't reach, and it makes you rip your clothes off in broad daylight, and you don't even care. You'll get butt ass naked to get away from these things. You won't even care, or at least I will. Anyway, yeah, I don't like these things at all.
Damn.
I've been haunted by these things since I was a kid. Yeah, could be.
The hopper.
Yeah. Yep. Every year I see these, and man, these things can flat out destroy your plants like in no time.
Bet.
Like overnight, they will like completely annihilate your plants. Nasty little spitting bastards.
Well, oh, thanks, Boot.
Cat pot.
Cat shit.
Doo
As
doo.
a lot of people got to see today. I didn't get to watch it, but they had the House meeting UFO hearing today. Officials and lawmakers push for more government transparency on UFOs. Three retired military veterans testified Wednesday at a House hearing on unidentified UFOs, warning that the sightings are a national security problem and that the government has been too secretive about them. A House Oversight Subcommittee convened Wednesday's hearing on UFOs as the lawmakers who pushed for the hearing are calling for the government to be more forthcoming about the UFOs. If UFOs are foreign drones, it is an urgent national security problem. If it is something else, it is an issue for science. In either case, UFOs are a concern for flight safety. The government characterizes the unexplained sightings as UAPs and has released reports on the cases in recent years. Some of them still have not been explained, while others had been attributed to balloon entities, as well as drones, birds, weather events, or airborne debris like plastic bags. Graves and David, a retired U.S. Navy commander, both testified about their own sightings of UFOs while they were serving in the military. David Gurish, a former Air Force intelligence officer, alleged that the government... What are you doing? That the government has covered up its research into the unidentified sightings and said he reported information to the intelligence community. The technology that we faced was far superior than anything we had. He said of the episode he witnessed in 2004 when asked why UAPs were a national security threat. The hearing is the latest push by lawmakers, intelligence officials, and military personnel working on unexplained aerial phenomena to probe the issue on a national platform. This is an issue of government transparency, said Tim, who pushed to hold Wednesday's hearing. We're not bringing little green men or flying saucers into the hearing. We're just going to get the facts. We're going to uncover the cover-up, and I hope this is just the beginning of many more hearings. No government officials testified at Wednesday's hearing. In April, Sean Kirkpatrick, the director of the Pentagon's All-Domain Office, which Congress created to focus on UAPs, told a Senate subcommittee the U.S. government was tracking 650 potential cases of unidentified aerial phenomena, playing video from 2 of the episodes. Kirkpatrick emphasized there was no evidence of extraterrestrial life and that his office found no credible evidence of objects that defy the known laws of physics. Lawmakers have pressed the Department of Defense on the sightings, describing them as potential national security threats. UAPs, whatever they be, may pose a serious threat to our military and our civilian aircraft, and that must be understood, said Robert of California. We should encourage more reporting, not less, on UAPs. The more we understand, the safer we will be. Both Garcia and Representative Jarrett, a Florida Democrat, said that it was important for Congress to work on the issue in a bipartisan manner in order to press for more government transparency. Many Americans are deeply interested in this issue, and it shouldn't take the potential of non-human origin to bring us together. Gersh claimed that the U.S. government not only has UAPs in its possession, but also the remains of the allegedly non-human pilots of the aircraft. However, when he was pressed, he made it clear this was what he had been told by others, and he did not have firsthand information. And then they go on to talk about the other whistleblower, Grush. So I don't know if you got to watch any of the hearing at all. I didn't get to see any of it.
I don't know. I don't.
It's like a whole lot of nothing happened, you know?
Yeah, typical. It's what they're gonna allow to be said. I don't believe it.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I'm kind of whole like. It's a sad day when like your government is like anything they say to do is like I don't want to do that. They say it's a good thing, that means it's a bad thing.
Go the other direction.
Go the other direction, exactly. I don't know. Sooner or later, I don't know. What
I agree, Ulrich, about it seems he's been there to disrupt. That's what we're kind of saying earlier too, almost like he's planted there to.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of Jason's guest the other night? Speaking of aliens and whatnot, she was interesting. I still thought it was weird that somebody that's basically says they're an alien is so fascinated with Star Trek. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. Maybe, I like Star Trek. But I don't know. Yeah, it was very interesting for sure. A little weird, but interesting. Yeah, that was my thoughts exactly. Yep. Arcturian hybrid. What was she? Arcturian hybrid star seed. What was the other word?
Hybrid?
Yeah, nope. Oh, man. Right
I
there.
don't remember. It was like a big title.
Yeah. Can't remember the last word. I'll think of it in a minute.
Gary says I would have believed her more if she was a Star Wars fan.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm like, hey, if you're what you say you are and you're 10 feet, or no, she said they were 15 feet tall. I'm like, give us a little preview of what you really look like. Like Men in Black when they could like change to what they really look like? Or do we have to have special sunglasses like in They Live to put them on? Holy shit. You see what they really look like? I don't know. Just saying. Yeah. Avatar? Is that what that word was? I can't remember now. I don't know. Yeah, at least 15 feet, she said. Yeah. So, man, that's one tall ass. I don't know.
I kept tripping out, just like thinking, well, what if she is?
I know.
Mind.
What if she can read our minds right now? Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is like, I'm gonna get a crazy dream later, probably.
Yeah.
No, but for real, like that is one of my theories in my head about how we could have been planted here. I've got a lot of different scenarios, and one of them is that. And if that was it, then there would be different types of species like that. And so they'd have to be somewhere. So, like, somewhere there'd have to be, why couldn't it be if, that was actually a theory? And
Yeah.
so I'm saying, yeah, she probably could. I could see it. Something about her eyes and the way she talked.
If she'd have been on there like one of the Orion girls, all green, I'd have been like, oh, yeah, there we go.
Her big long tongue comes all. That's all I'm asking for is like a Rob Zombie. One time. But yeah, I was scrambling my brain like I do when we have mediums on.
Yeah. I know there's that bit of doubt, but then there's that, what if they can't read my mind? It's like when you have guests on that are like remote viewers, and it's like, what if they really can do that? What if they're remote viewing when they're not supposed to be?
People that I know do that. I actually rebuke their like right to be able to do it. I cut off all permissions, and I'll actually protect myself at night from anybody that might be trying to do that or use my family member as a way to jump in.
Yeah.
I like block it off. I put up my own firewall.
Yeah. I think, who was it? Was it Katrina? It was somebody. Mm-hmm. I think was it Katrina?
Through our family members. That
did it to me one night. That didn't come out right. But yeah, she was like, I gave her permission. She was like, there's an older, like heavy set bald man in your room that's smoking a cigar. And I'm like, oh, that's just creepy as hell. I don't know who that is. And she's like, that's not your dad. And I'm like, no, my dad wasn't heavy set, didn't smoke cigars, and he had a full head of hair.
Remember, she did that with, I think it was Christina, and saw all the way underneath, like remember, like she saw all the way down in that area and everything. But there are people that can use people like that, or they use whoever your spirit is around you as like the entryway through.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly like trying to, like I do with my computers, I do that with my brain and myself.
Yeah. Weird. I don't know.
I am like the type that will walk through town with a foil hat on if I have to. Like if they start grabbing our thoughts, the brains, my mom said something. I said, oh no, you'll see me wearing foil for real. I said, in fact, you'll see me burritoed up on the ground on foil. I will just lay on the ground and wrap myself around.
Yep.
And then walk around like a big sleeping bag burrito.
It could have been Debbie. Except my uncle, Bill William. Yes, well, he wasn't heavy set either and wasn't bald. He died when he was like young, but he was skinny as a rail. Unfortunately, I didn't get that gene. It's like most everybody in my family is pretty much like thin. And I'm like the one fat kid out of the whole group. I'm always like, Mom, you sure my dad is my dad? How did I get to be the fat one? I was even fat when I was little. I was fat when I was born. Like, damn, that's a fat little baby right there.
You have the cutest little baby in kid pictures.
Head as big as a basketball when I was a baby. Still is.
Oh, little baby model.
In my coonskin cap.
Mm-hmm.
A mysterious source has been sending signals to Earth for years. Can you believe it? Astronomers have been attempting to understand the nature of this distant object known only as GPM J1 839-10. There's something strange out there in space. No kidding. And it's been sending signals in our direction for the past 35 years that do not seem to conform to any known astronomical phenomenon. The object, whatever it is, sends out blasts of energy every 20 minutes that vary in brightness. While this is similar to what astronomers might expect to see from fast radio bursts or pulsars, neither of these possibilities fit what is being observed from GPM J1839-10. If it's a pulsar, then it is operating in a way thought to be impossible. Similar doubts have been cast on the idea that the object could be a type of highly magnetized white dwarf star, and its signals are unlike any observed to date. GPM J1839-10 was first picked up some 35 years ago, but it had gone unnoticed, and it wasn't until recently that astronomers fully realized the data's significance. The search for other examples of the same phenomena could also help to reveal more clues. So who knows what it is or how it's emitting signals every 20 minutes to the planet that we live on. But it seems to be doing it, and they don't know where it's actually coming from. Space, the final frontier. I don't know.
It's a mascot wants to talk to you about your car's warranty.
Yeah. Do you have a few minutes to talk about the Lord? Yeah. Car warranty, guys. With me, it's hi, this is ADT Solar. We'd like to know if you're interested in solar. No, the last 35 times I told you no and to not call me again. Why? Why is it that you're calling me again?
And if I did want it, I wouldn't go to you now.
Exactly. Why? What is that they don't understand? They like bug the living shit out of somebody and they expect them to go, oh, when I want solar, I'm going to call these guys because they've bugged me for the last year, like every day. And it's rotten in my brain now. Yeah, no. Anybody that advertises to me like that I would just as soon pay twice as much and go to somebody else.
Next time, don't be so damn aggressive.
Yep.
Well, this is not a Florida man. It's a California woman. And I'm so glad I was not on the Bay Bridge today. And this goes into what the hell is going on with people? Are they cranking up the 5G? Are people just getting so sick of stuff that they're going crazy? Or is it drugs?
Drugs are bad.
But today, this afternoon, a naked woman got out of her car and opened fire on the Bay Bridge during rush hour.
Woohoo! It's one of them kind of parties. We all getting naked and going on the bridge to shoot people.
It's an ABC party. Anything but clothes. A naked woman in California got out of her car on one of the nation's busiest bridges and began firing a gun Tuesday. The bizarre scene unfolded during rush hour on the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge, according to the California Highway Patrol. A driver called 911 to report that another driver had bandaged a gun on them on the I-80 span, which crosses the San Francisco Bay around 4:40 p.m. The woman then stopped in the middle of her lane, got out of her car with a knife, and began yelling at other drivers, according to cops. She then got back in the car and continued driving to Oakland, but then stopped again at a toll plaza and exited the car, this time with the gun, without her clothing. Oh my gosh, Rob, I didn't see this picture here. I'm sending it to you. This is her actually holding the gun naked.
Awesome.
Oh my God. Okay. The unnamed naked woman. Oh my God, here's another one. Running. She's under the signs. Oh my God. Hold on. I don't know. We got to get these up somehow too. How did I miss that? The unnamed naked woman then turned around and began firing randomly at the occupied cars that were backed up behind her, police said. She was captured on video footage walking along the shoulder and firing her weapon into the air before officers arrived and convinced her to drop her weapon, taking her into custody without incident, police said. At least they knew she wasn't hiding another weapon somewhere. Miraculously, no injuries were reported, and the suspect's motivation was unclear. She was placed on a mental health hold in a local hospital and would be booked on unspecified charges upon her release, cops said. The span, which carries about 40 million people a year, was closed for more than an hour eastbound, with residual delays lasting through the evening. I got two more pictures. This is her running down the street firing the gun, and here's one of her actually getting detained. They got the yellow blanket around her. So yeah, was she tired of sitting in the car in this traffic? Has she just gone completely batshit crazy? What is happening to people? And now I'm about to have a fight because here's Day and here's Boot. The whole reason Boot's in here because this one terrorized her so bad. I gotta keep them separated.
Gotta keep them separated. Man, this is not letting me open the pictures.
Yay, California.
Here's one. It's pixely.
Is it?
Let's get it up here. That's not what she said. Wonder if I can do it this way. Present.
I can do it.
Window. Picture. Share. Add to stream. Running down the highway naked with a gun.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
Yeah.
Signs right there.
Damn. What would possess you to run out into traffic on the interstate with a gun, naked, and shoot at people? Or just shoot your gun in the air?
And those bullets do go somewhere. So whether somebody was hurt, like in this immediate vicinity, and people in Oakland, I mean, there's gun stuff all the time. They're probably just like, oh, well, a random bullet just goes flying through the air.
Yeah.
Just another day in the bay.
Just another day in the bay. Naked woman shooting guns. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, man. I don't know. She must have.
Oh, you got it up there. Okay, I was just trying to put that one up.
True naked gun stuff, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, she's kind of pixely, but yep. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Pixely.
No, that's because they blocked out her. They did that to censor her nakedness.
Yeah. But I mean, the picture. She looks like a black girl on the top and a white girl on the bottom. Maybe it's a hybrid naked, half and half.
I think it's just her face and her arms are tan.
Yeah, maybe. Wow. Naked Barbie. Naked Barbie with a gun. Naked gun, 38 and a half, double D. Yeah, there's all kind of movie quote names here. Sometimes censorship is good, says Greg.
There you go, right? Sometimes, yeah, it is a good thing.
Yep. Damn. I don't know. Scary things. Scary things in the world these days.
Take a gun, 30 and a half double D.
Yeah. Strange. I don't know. Okay. On from that. You got another story?
I do.
There you go. Go ahead and do it because I ain't got none.
Well, here it goes.
All right, then. Got any biscuits in there?
A ghostly face caught smiling out of a UK museum carriage leaves tourists spooked.
Spooked.
Spooked. Reject the cookies. A tourist was left spooked after a ghostly face that looks like a terrifying child doll gazes at her camera from the back of an old-fashioned carriage. Zoe paid a visit to popular York Castle Museum and became the latest visitor to leave alarmed by what she saw. The building has long been a hot spot. Just switched my articles up. Let's try this again. Hot spot for paranormal activity with poltergeists and spirits being apparently seen by many visitors. She took a photo of the Victorian street scene recreated inside and has spotted another spectacle in the background of their photo. At the time, the 52-year-old who runs Gwynedd Paranormal Investigations wasn't conscious of anything strange and the group enjoyed their day out. But when she got home, a fellow ghost hunter spotted something to make the blood run cold. A spectral face in the middle of the photo. Zoe said, "We were in the Victorian street part of the museum. There were not many visitors, and I was taking a lot of pictures as I walked around the exhibits. I didn't feel or notice anything unusual at the time and wasn't aware of anything else of an unexplained nature occurring on the day. I didn't even notice the strange anomaly in the picture at the time or after. In fact, it was pointed out to me by somebody else. It looks like a face is visible in the back window of an old carriage with two eyes and a nose. I have no idea what it could be," she said. "Every time I look at it, I see it differently. First of all, it looked like a woman, then a child, then it seemed to distort into a cat." Zoe believes it could be a case of pareidolia. But then again, she also says she's been unable to debunk the sighting. "I'm very much a skeptical believer in ghosts," she said. "I generally believe something if I witness it with my own eyes or ears, and I try to debunk any potential evidence we find, including photos or video footage. I tried to debunk the image by comparing it to other photos I had taken during the visit and watched a few videos on YouTube of the exhibit in the museum, but I was unable to find a logical explanation for it. It has what looks like a clear sheet across the front to prevent anyone climbing inside. You can clearly see nobody's inside of it, not even a mannequin. So you be the judge. It does look like a face looking out to me.
Yeah.
Kind of like, and I like that they do try to debunk that kind of thing. That's the way I like to work too.
Yeah, it definitely has a little bit of a creep factor there. You know,
Yeah.
the face seems to be a little big, maybe, but then again, you know, who am I to say what spirits look like?
Oh yeah. What if it was all the way up close to the window? Oh yeah, huh?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Pretty creepy.
What do you think, Bobo?
Meow.
You don't want those.
Well, I got another Crystal of the Week video.
Yay!
It's a short one this time, but let's go ahead and you're up there. Maybe. All right, here we go. Crystal of the week. This week's crystal of the week is vanadinite. A little bit of history and science origin about vanadinite. Vanadinite is a rare member of the apatite family. In combining lead, vanadium, oxygen, and a chlorine, vanadinite's origin and discovery is a bit unknown, with certain individuals claiming ownership years before its official discovery in 1838. In 1801, it is on record that Andres Manuel del Rio discovered a new mineral in Mexico. He went on to call it brown lead and believed that this foreign was comprised of a new element. Over 30 years later, in 1838, F. von Cabell officially documented this stone and proved that the element within was actually vanadium, which has already been discovered. He chose the name vanadinite after its chemical composition, thus closing the chapter on its original story. Vanadinite forms red, orange, and brown prismatic crystals that are sometimes found in oxidized parts of lead deposits. The most abundant vanadinite sources include Morocco, Mexico, and the good old USA. Some meanings and energy behind vanadinite. It's a stone known for facilitating and expanding the mental process while also promoting action and production. It's a perfect crystal for long hours of work, studying, or exercising. The stone activates the lower three chakras, giving one the enhanced focus and determination to see long sought out projects come to completion. Vanadinite also activates the third eye and allows for clear thought and patience during these long projects or workouts. Vanadinite also enhances those long and deep meditative sessions. The special crystal helps create an empty mind that can be used as a sponge during these sessions, absorbing knowledge and information. Vanadinite pushes for organizations of thoughts and ideas and will help bridge your goals to earth this realm. It also stimulates sexual energy and can assist anyone who may have trouble getting aroused. Vanadinite promotes sexual creativity and allows one to connect to that animalistic side that may have been locked away due to inactivity. Some good pairings for this crystal. It harmonizes well with other crystals to enhance its vibrations. When working on strengthening our sacral chakra, it's recommended to use carnelian, the one we did last week. Our Zenite, in association with vanadinite, using lowlight or lapis lazuli will help open and unlock third eye capabilities, bringing the mind to earth. For those deep and intuitive meditation sessions, we recommend to use marcasite with vanadinite. Marcasite will help with understanding of psychic visions and what those messages mean. So there's just a little bit of info about this week's crystal of the week. Vanadinite. I like how the end of it had title written across it instead of thanks for watching.
Well, that was one I was about to say I hadn't heard yet. And Debbie said the same.
Uh-huh.
That is something I need to get a little bit of because it would go perfectly with the work that I'm currently doing.
Yep.
I like the perfect little cubes.
Yeah. It's amazing how nature can form stuff like that, like so perfect.
Like perfectly. I have little pieces of pyrite. And I like to look at the little tiny perfect little cubes and I just trip. How does it know to grow so perfect?
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, it says it has high lead content, but it's not actually like toxic to you. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, lots of weird stuff. But the whole UFO conference thing today, that was I started watching part of it, and then somehow I got sidetracked with something else. I think it was the Taylor Swift thing that sidetracked me. I saw it on the side. Oh man, when you did the Ouija board thing, I was gonna pull a video up. I saw it on TikTok. Maybe you saw it. It was a guy, and he's like down in the basement, and he's standing next to the, like the circuit box, the breaker box. And he's like, my daughter's having a sleepover tonight with all her friends up there, and they're in the bedroom with the lights out, and they're playing with the Ouija board. And he reaches over and he's like, click. He turns the breaker off, and you hear like from through the house, you hear him scream, and then he's like, click, 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 click. He's like turning the lights on and off.
That's great.
That's what I thought of when I saw that article. Yeah, they're like all screaming. You hear them running through the house.
My lights are perfectly blended with the background again.
Yep.
It's like perfectly blended in. That is so cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one of those lights. I got some lights that I use for my band that are like they're little floodlights that change color, but they're not groovy looking like those. What else was I going to talk about? I've forgotten now. Something else that was in the news. Got the whole weird Taylor Swift thing. I want to say it was Jay-Z. Isn't he the one that like turned religious or something? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
Might have a lot. I don't know. I think a lot of people can go through it.
The other one was, it still like amazes me how many people are like young adults are like having like, what was the latest one? LeBron James, his son, 17, 18 years old, just freaking had a heart attack.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hasn't there been like 2 like that in the same week?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kanye. Janice says
Kanye. Yep. No, it wasn't Kanye. I think it was Jay-Z was wearing this shirt. And anyways, yeah. Yeah, there's been a couple of them this week that, yeah, have like just, and then the one announcer that was on the field and did a face plant, had a full on episode, and they're like, they said on that one, oh, it's because it was hot. It was 86 degrees. Yeah, bullshit. Yeah.
There's been more UPS drivers. They want to take away the water breaks for city workers in Texas. They said they don't need the water breaks anymore when they're working in high temperatures. There's more UPS and like mailmen and stuff just passing out. And then my mom's friend called yesterday. She lives up in Nevada City out here, but they were driving and seen their mailman slunched over in the car. He was passed out from heat exhaustion. They had to help him and take him to a hospital. But the temperatures are not totally crazy. So it's like lately the heat has been feeling a lot more intense than the actual temperature.
Yeah.
Wait, disappeared and reappeared was faked. Which one? I already forgot last week.
What's that?
I was reading this comment, but I already forgot last week. I don't remember the video.
From the Crystal. Is that what you're talking about?
Mm.
I'm lost.
Oh, the girl in Alabama. Oh, the chick that disappeared
Oh,
and came back. What do you mean was faked?
yeah, that was another one that was supposedly some bullshit going on.
Because that shit didn't make sense. Really?
She was trying to like fake her own like abduction or something. I don't know. I saw
So
part
she
of
ate
that.
the snacks on her walk, huh?
Yeah, really. She stopped to get snacks so she could eat them on the walk home when she left her car. What was her name? I can't remember. Alabama girl.
Alabama missing highway girl.
Oh, here we go. Carly Russell admits. Oh,
Ooh.
get away with the freaking ads. Carly Russell admits disappearance, missing child reported on Alabama highway. A hoax, police say. Carly Russell, the Alabama woman who reported seeing a toddler alongside the interstate before she disappeared and returned home days later, admitted that she was never abducted during the 49 hours she was missing. Police in Hoover, Alabama said Russell was reported missing in Birmingham suburb on the night of July 13th after calling 911 to report a toddler walking alongside the interstate, according to Hoover Police Department. She returned home on foot July 15th. In news briefing on Monday, Hoover Police Chief Nick Durzes said the department received a letter from Russell's attorney saying that she never was taken and that her report of a missing child along the interstate was also false. The letter said that no one assisted Russell in fabricating her story, and she apologized to the community, searchers, police, and her family for her mistake. He added that the police are unaware of Russell's motivation. The sad thing is, again, there are so many people that were involved and took this thing very seriously. We wanted to focus to bring her home. She got home. We're very excited about that. It is what it is. The facts last Monday pretty much show that we knew it was a hoax. Why would you do that? I don't understand people. Why would you do some dumb shit like that?
So what the hell is going on with people's heads, man?
Yeah, and then the one that Todd posted in our thing the other day, the lady flipping out on the plane.
Oh my god!
Like flipping out on the plane like 10 times worse than the lady saying he's not real. She was like calm as a kid compared to this lady. Yeah, this lady was losing her shit tenfold.
She was climbing up the wall and everything, like
like looking fully like
possessed.
Yeah. Anybody else see that one?
You need to pull that up if you can. I don't know if you can through the video through Messenger.
Oh yeah, it might work through that maybe.
Thank you for that update. Who said that? Oh, Janice, thank you for the update, Janice. Love it. I mean, it pisses me off, but I like getting the follow-ups. Christina saw it. Definitely like the Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah, man, she was raking out.
She needed a Snickers.
She needed a freaking tasers. She needed a freaking baseball bat. Tap upside the old noggin to bring things back down to reality. The hell, man? I wouldn't want to be on a plane with somebody acting like that. Hell no. There's a man on the wing, like really freaking out. I'd rather have a man on the wing than somebody acting like that.
I'd be taking my leggings off and tying her to the chair.
Yeah.
They give some stewardesses a roll of duct tape now and a few zip ties if they have to detain someone. But a lot of these young kids can't handle that. And we can't defend ourselves anymore because if we do, we'll go to jail. So you have to like actually talk these people down. They want you to negotiate with the crazy.
Yeah, I'd negotiate with them with a baseball bat. Is this it? Final woman has freak out on a final destination freak out on the plane. Probably better not play the audio because it's got some funky groove to it that will get me booted. Let's see. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this. Is this it? No, man, this isn't it. This is the other lady.
Damn straight. A Klondike bar.
Yeah, I can't find it in the chat. It's like it's gone. I do not know. Those are the economy cheap seats. Yeah. Maybe that shit doesn't happen in first class or business at least. Maybe she put a Klondike bar somewhere. I don't know. Maybe she was smuggling some drugs. And the balloon burst.
Oh, yeah, I don't see it either.
Yeah, it's weird. It disappeared. Yeah, tranquilizer gun. Exactly. Just like elephant dope or something. Just knock them out. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please exit the plane and step over the knocked out woman on the floor here. We're going to drag her off eventually. Don't step in the puddle of drool that she's created. Yeah, you know, man, that's why there needs to be rules and regulations and consequences for actions. Like those videos of people just going in the stores and stealing stuff and just walking out with it. No, hell no. That what video was that? Was that in one of our messenger things or something where or no, that was on YouTube I was watching the other day about stuff being stolen and they had like ice cream and like milk and everything else like locked up. Everything's under lock and key. Like with chains on all the freezer doors and stuff.
Yeah, they're doing that here now too. Like the damn liquors or whatever convenience stores got big ass chains holding everything shut.
No, man.
Casa Bonita, Casa Bonita.
There needs to be consequences for actions.
Damn.
I'm sorry, you can't have guns in the store. Okay, I'd have a couple of big old hard hitting motherfuckers at the front door with baseball bats. You gonna walk out with those potato chips? Or you gonna pay for them? I suggest you pay for them, because if not, we're gonna knock them out of your hands, starting by hitting you in the skull.
Our whole conversation is gone around it too.
It's weird, isn't it?
Like even my comments
disappeared.
Huh.
Yeah, who knows? Exactly. Shoot them with a trank gun, and they may like throw the chips down there stealing and ask for another shot of the trank gun. Yeah. You know, and that kind of brings everything back around to that, you know, the Jason Aldean song that's getting all the backlash because it's racist. I don't know. I listened to that song. I've listened to him plenty of times before, you know, and I listen to that song. I don't hear anything racist in it, you know. I've argued with a couple of my friends.
Because he says, "Yeah, good old boy." That's what's racist, and because of the building that he did it in front of.
Yeah, that's racist too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Well, that's kind of digging. I like Morgan Freeman's analogy on racism is, as long as you keep talking about it, there's gonna,
It's the Twitter. That's why we can't find it.
Is it? Yeah, exactly, Heather. I mean, if you watch the video, there's more white people in it than, blacks or anything else. And, to me, when I heard it, before all the bullshit, I was like, hell yeah, that's, taking care of, your community and stuff. Oh, like fucking Whoopi Goldberg on The View. She was like, no, that's racist and blah, 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 blah. He's got Black Lives Matter protest in there. And, well, he doesn't think those people were protecting their own community. I'm like, does she really just say that and fucking believe it? No, they weren't protecting their community.
Most
they were
people are getting
to the ground.
And they're getting paid $10,000 a piece. The people that got arrested for destroying and burning down their own community.
Huh, man, asininity.
But did anybody even watch the video that's saying that? Like, okay, they're saying they're showing them spitting in a cop's face, doing all the things that is completely un-American and bad. It's anti-crime in any way possible, but people are reaching who in my comments. Oh, well, whites have done all this stuff to natives. Native? What are you talking about? Are you bashing whites or you don't like the song?
Yep.
What is going on, people? Crime is not okay. It's not justifiable.
Mm-mm.
Pedophilia is not okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it goes from that to that movie. People bitching about that,
Mutilating children is not okay. These are not things. The topics that we're having nowadays, it's unreal. Really, this is what people are like. This is even up for discussion.
Exactly. Craig, I support my local vigilantes. Batman rules. I'm Batman. Exactly. We need a Batman. We need somebody to just whip people's ass when they get out of line like that.
For real.
You're vandalizing and looting. Guess what? I'm going to whip your ass. Bam! Shapow! Boom! Then the cops find them duct taped to a street sign. Here you go.
As it should be.
Yeah, it should be.
Try that in a small town. Try that in my town. Try that in any town. I support it because that means consequences. And the only people that don't like that are people that don't want consequences because they are doing the wrong thing, obviously.
Yep. And usually where that kind of shit happens is places where there's no consequences.
Mm-hmm. And people are getting so used to getting away with this crap too. I can't wait for the consequences and Law and Order to come back because this can't last very long.
No, you got people that are going in, robbing and just stealing shit, just stuff they probably don't even need, just stealing it right off the shelves, and then what's that store going to do? They're going to close down. And then you got the other half of the community that depends on that store that's bitching about them closing down. Jobs. Now we don't have a corner store right down the street. We got to go 15 miles to the grocery store. We got, well, hey.
Or if we do, we can shop at it anyway because it's locked up.
Y'all are community. When you see somebody going in there stealing that kind of stuff, bust their ass.
Citizens.
Of course, I got in trouble on Facebook for saying that. I was a while back. It was something like that. People were stealing stuff, and I'm like, they just need a good ass beating. And I got knocked down on Facebook for bullying, saying bad words. Oh, I'm sorry, Mark fucking Zuckerberg. You can kiss my ass. How's that for bad words, Mark? Take that to your fact checker, you dick bag.
And you can choke on a bag of dick while you're at it, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, we'll be banned tomorrow, but oh well. Just go down in flames, right?
I'm using his platform to expose all this stuff while I can before they take it away anyway.
Exactly.
Like, okay,
Yeah, seriously.
asshole, put
I
me down to
you
the
know,
bottom 30.
there's a video of some dude going in and just stealing shit right off the shelf, and I'm like, it just needs a good old fashioned ass beating, and that would cure a lot of that. And then I'm the one that gets in trouble for saying that because that was hate speech or something like that. Okay, whatever. I'm a hateful old man, I guess.
I'm insensitive because I said that you have to have mental problems in order to like do a mass shooting or a mass like killing,
Yeah,
that it's like a mental health issue. I was told that I'm insensitive to people with mental health issues by saying that. I'm like, what? So sane people go around shooting? Like, no, like, yeah, there was no reasoning with it. I
yeah,
was called a lot of really bad things for saying that.
yeah, yeah. Death Wish was that whole series was great, and the ones with Clint Eastwood. What was that one? This is a 44 Magnum. It's been known to blow a man's head clean off. So you got to ask yourself, am I lucky?
Do you feel lucky?
Yeah. Yep. The good old days, right?
Get off my lawn.
Exactly. Dirty Harry. There you go. I love those movies.
Heck
God,
yeah.
I'm going to have to watch that again. Yeah, that one, that last one well, it's not his last one. He's made some, I thought it was his last one when he made it, but yeah, the Gran Torino, get out of my lawn, you swamp monkeys, whatever he was calling his neighbors. I was like, oh, damn. But then he ends up being like, helping them out and being good. But yeah, he was the typical get off my lawn grumpy guy. Yeah, Dirty Harry, man, that was an awesome series.
That's when movies were movies.
Yeah, it's a rarity that they can make a good movie these days.
Remember, like in the 90s, even in the 80s, like we'd have all these movies that we could watch over and over again, and they were hilarious. Like the Will Ferrells and the Adam Sandlers, and there's just a whole bunch of movies that were so funny. The Fridays, and now they're all like reboots or like redones, just to redo it, or they think let's digitize it and make it better quality, like Exorcist a million times.
Yeah,
But nothing compares to the original Exorcist from back then. And hearing my mom, who got to see it in the theater, talk about, the whole, it's just not the same.
yeah. I went to see that in the theater.
You did?
Yeah, and
The original?
the original, yeah. And it was, man, I had a hard time watching it. I still like have a hard time watching that movie.
What was the vibe like in the theater? Were people like,
Yeah, it was. People weren't like freaking out and running out and screaming, but it was like it was intense. There was a few people that it really kind of shook up. Me probably being one of them. It was a pretty intense movie. And what's so creepy about that movie is, like scary movies are one thing, jump scares and screams and gore and this and that. That's one thing. But like movies like The Exorcist, it's like you have in the back of your mind, this shit could be real,
like the psychological ones too can be more scary than all the gore.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you could go home and this could be me, after watching this movie. Yeah. The Exorcist.
That's pretty cool. You got to experience that.
Yeah. And, like, I think maybe the first R-rated movie that I went and saw when I was a kid was the original Aliens movie, Alien.
No way.
And I saw that in a theater like opening day. My friend, his dad took us to see it. And it was, God, when did that come out? Jeez, I don't even know. 1979.
They got PTSD from Jaws.
I was 14 when I saw that.
Damn.
Opening day in the theater. Yeah, it was pretty intense, man. I've seen it a ton since then. I've seen pretty much all the series since then. It was, but that first one was pretty intense. But yeah, nothing like The Exorcist. That one was like queasy, nauseous, like nervous, shit's intense. Yeah, a lot of people freaked out from Jaws. I saw it in the theater too, originally. And then Darcy and we went and saw it again, I don't know, like a year or so ago in the theater, the original one. Our theater did this, it's probably a couple of years ago now. Our theater did, like Back to the Future, Back to the 80s, whatever it was called, where they were showing all these retro original movies in the theater.
How cool.
Yeah, it was cool. So we went and saw Jaws again.
I wish everybody would do that out here.
Yeah, E.T. at the drive-in, exactly. We used to have a cool drive-in here.
I saw E.T. at the theater.
Yep. But anyways, once again, it's after 2 a.m. in the morning here, and I'm going to blow my candle out and call it a night. So thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back again. I'm playing again this Sunday. Got canceled last Sunday, but we still got paid because we drove all the way down there. And then I came home and lucky, I got paid in cash. Then I came home, realized I'd lost all my cash. Good going, Rob. Still haven't found it. So hopefully I won't do that again this coming up Sunday. Hopefully I'll play and come home with money in my pocket, not lose it. So there you go. There you have it. Good night. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Good night.
We'll talk at you a little bit later. Again for Weird Wednesday next time.